Positive Power 21.org Internet Radio.
Thank you everyone for tuning in to PositivePower21.org. My name is Royce, and welcome to episode 1. Tonight we're going to have Jerlean Sampson, my mom. She's broadcasting from the Easton Shore, Maryland, and she is a former school teacher. She's a business person, and now she is a co-host on PositivePower21.org with Royce. Stay tuned. Jerlean Sampson from the Eastern Shore, Maryland on the line. You're with PositivePower21.org. Welcome to the show, Jerlean.
Hello, how are you doing, Jerry?
Very, very good, and thank you for being on the show. This one really means a lot to my team. Steve Harvey is a favorite of ours. He's a hero of mine. I look up to him, and I'm looking for him to do some great things, and I'm definitely going to be following his footsteps, doing this internet thing until somebody come a-calling for me. All right?
Good.
All right. So one of the things we want to know, what impresses you the most about Steve Harvey? I know that's your favorite show. Tell us a little bit about, what you feel about him.
Well, of course, I used to watch the Steve Harvey show, and I thought he was hilarious. So I wondered what kind of daytime host would he be on his own show. And so I watched it just knowing a little bit about his comedy act. So once I started watching his show, I found out he is more than a comedian. He does so much, I feel, for in giving information, and it's good information. It's information that you're going to sit and you wonder, what was he talking about? Just a variety of important topics that need to be addressed today, especially for the female.
That's right. That's right. Now he was very successful when he had a sitcom. Of course, they had a little tragedy with the young guy that played Romeo. And, the cast has done very well. You see Cedric the Entertainer doing his thing.
Yes.
And the other young lady, you see her on quite a bit of Tyler Perry's shows.
Yes.
So his cast is doing really well. And even the other young lady, I always forget her name, but, it's my wife's favorite actress. And she's on the game.
Yes, I remember her very well because she portrayed a principal on that show, and to see what she's doing there is totally opposite of the portrayal she had on the Steve Harvey show. And she does a good job. She does a really good job with that character.
Yes, she bring a lot of energy to that character. She's raising a young black man who's successful. And I remember one show she was talking about how the family didn't want her to have the baby, but she went on and had the baby and raised them up because she felt like she didn't have to fail because everybody's waiting for her to fail. Now, just talking about that a second, and looking at some of the things that Steve has done. You look at the black woman today, the topics that's out there, portraying them in different light. Do you think sometime when you look at some of these characters that they're giving the black woman a better chance now on TV?
Well, I would say that the black female is getting an opportunity to really show her talent. When I watch television there, I do see more and more of them because once I've heard some of the actresses like Nia Long, I've heard even Angela Bassett, who you know is very well known, will comment that there are not enough roles, and sometimes they're looking for a perhaps specific look. So, and of course, we have a variety of beautiful black women.
Yes.
So therefore,
yes,
I feel that the opportunity is better now.
It is. It's getting way better, way better. Now we're going to talk a little bit about Steve Harvey's show now. Right now he has two shows running right now. He has the game show, which I think he's excellent on.
Yeah, Family Feud.
That's right. He's great on Family Feud. And then he has his talk show. What type of vibes are you getting from Steve and, the type of guests he's having on the show?
Okay. Well, for example, one of my favorites was on today, Joel Osteen. Oh, he's one of my favorites. Sometimes people think of him more as a motivational speaker, perhaps, than a pastor. I have read practically all of his books, and he really is inspirational. To just listen to him and how he talks about becoming a better you. You know, this is something that we need because so many times we can have self-doubt, and to have someone say that you can do it and in a way, some way, guide you through some of the steps that will help you reach your goal. And we should have personal goals. And sometimes we just don't know how to reach those goals. So we need someone else. And I know some people may not think that much of a spiritual leader talking about a goal because, you know, we think that mainly they always are, you know, I would dare say teaching according to the Bible, which they should.
Yes.
But also we're living in this world and we have a lot that's going on now. So to have someone talk to you about what it is that you would like to do, and someone just not give you a map as to which way to go, but just give you a little pep talk sometime and say that you can do it if you know, perhaps do this and maybe, you know, just keep the faith.
Yes, absolutely. And that's a positive person out there.
Very,
Joel
very
is,
positive.
yeah, still a young guy. I think his father's still in his life. He's raising a young man himself. I'm not sure exactly the whole background of his family. Yes.
Well, Joel Osteen, as I said before, I'd read all of his books. I haven't read his I haven't read I Declare. And he has another one, but I have gotten so many books by him. His dad passed away in 1999, and he was behind the scenes helping with, you know, audio, just like you know, how you are with technology. Well, that's what he did. And when his dad passed away in 1999, he had no idea that this is the road that he would take because he had not seen himself as a preacher. And just imagine now the thousands of members that he has in his church.
Yes.
So we can
incredible.
really see that's inspiration in itself.
Yes,
to just think of where he was and where he is today and all the books that he has written.
Wow. Now, does Steve talk a little bit about his family background? Because I know I heard some stories about his kids. You know, he's on his second marriage now, so I don't know a lot about.
He's on his third marriage. Now, Steve really does. For example, I laughed today. He told Joel Osteen, "You know, you married up." So then Joel Osteen said, "I know," and Steve Harvey said, "I somewhat married up when I married Marjorie." And then later on, as the discussion went on, he talked about his mom, and he said she had passed away, and she had taught Sunday school for 40 years. And he was talking about how she was saying that sometimes you don't follow your passion when you want to be successful. You take a look at your gift. And so many times you'll hear people say, I don't like to do that. I want to do this. But is that your gift or is that your talent? Or is this just something you decided that you are going to do?
Yes, because Steve has had a very interesting path himself.
Oh,
and I know you know the story.
He's been homeless. And if you notice, he has changed. I would dare say he has. I wouldn't say, he always said he's not all the way where he should be. But he talks about God all the time, Gerald. And he believes he believes that God has guided him. And also, I feel that he helps so many other people because I've heard other comedians come on and talk about how Steve helped him. You know, sometimes if we see a little success, we may not want to open that door and have someone else to walk through. And can you help that person to walk through that door? So that's another thing I like about him. He is one of these people that has reached back. And so many times you won't hear other people doing that. They might have they may have the feeling, well, I made it by myself. You can make it too. But I don't think any of us have made it by ourselves. I think somewhere, even if we don't think about it, someone helped us.
Now you read his book, very powerful
Yes.
messages. Now, how close was the movie to the book?
Oh, that was one book that I read that I felt was relatively close to the book.
Hmm.
You're talking about
Good.
Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man.
Yes, yes.
Loved that book, read it twice.
Now I didn't read the book, but I did see the movie. I thought it was a great
And
movie.
there is a
Uh,
sequel.
oh,
hmm
wow.
And with Kevin Hart in it, of course.
Yes, yes. Let's talk about that a little bit about these black men being successful on the silver screen now. Now Steve his movie exploded. It's
hmm
done well. Now is that going to open up doors for him after the second one if the second one does well and suppose the second one does not do well? I mean, do you think this door will still be open for him?
But Steve Harvey,
Yes.
okay, well, number one is I think that he has gotten his foot in the door, and I don't know why, but I feel there's not going. I don't feel that we'll be stopping him now. I think we're going to see big things. I think we're going to really see better things with Steve because he has gotten a taste of success, and also he is willing to. He asks others, how did
Yes.
they get to be where they are today? And sometimes when we have a little success, it may stop some of us. But I really believe, because I've heard him say that, he wants to become better. See, that's another
Yes.
thing when you're self-motivated. And there's some of us, we have not reached a certain, I would dare say, maybe a plateau in life until we have set our goals and we have tried to reach all of the goals that we have set. And he reminds me that he's a goal setter.
Yes.
I may be wrong, but he does remind me because some of the guests that he has, I listened to the question. He's a good host, by the way,
Yes,
because
he
he
is.
brings everything into his show. I had no idea that I would learn so much from television because I have a tendency when I'm watching television, I'm reading sometimes two books at the same time. I'll put one book down, and pick another one because sometimes I don't like just watching television. I like to come away with some knowledge, and I know it's entertainment too. But
Yes.
I love Steve Harvey's show because of all the guests and the subject matter.
Yes.
He has a
Absolutely.
variety of topics.
Good, good. Now, we talked a little bit about him being on the silver screen.
hmm
We talk about him being successful on TV. He has the game show. Now, the door is open. Now, is he a little bit on the producing side, or is he more on the writing side? Because I think T.D.
Executive
Jakes produced,
producer.
right? Okay,
He's the
executive. Okay.
executive producer, which is
Now,
good.
T.D. Jakes actually produced that last movie, correct?
Um, I'm not sure about the credits, Jerry, but I think T.D. Jakes might have had some involvement, but
Yes.
I'm just not sure about the production of that movie. But
Okay.
I've also watched T.D. Jakes on his show. He was also a guest.
Wow, but that was powerful.
hmm Yeah,
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay.
T.D. Jakes, of course, we're not talking about him, but he has made his rounds. He's
Yeah, and
another
that'll be
one.
another show. That'll be
Yep,
another
he's
show for us
another
because I
one.
know you have read his books, and I really would like to get you back on the show to talk about T.D. Jakes. But right now, I definitely want to get your perspective on Steve because, like I said, Steve is a role model for us. We look